Hi, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of Watchfam Chats, where I interview friends in the Watch Instagram community. For today's guest, I have Andy, or some of you might know him as Noob Watch Andy. He was one of the first few people I've interacted with on Watch Instagram, and I think he was the first Filipino as well. Without further ado, let's welcome Andy.
Hey, thanks for having me here on another episode of Watch Fam Chats. My name is Andrew, or Andy for short, and you can catch me on Instagram at NOOBWATCH_Andy. I live in the Philippines, in a little city called Bacolod, and I've pretty much lived here all my life.
Can you tell us about who got you into watches? Who was the one that influenced you?
So the person who got me into watches was my dad. It was actually around the last quarter of 2018 when I noticed that he kept talking about watches. I wasn't even really listening to him. He just seemed interested in them all of a sudden, and I would just give him a nod. And next thing I knew, in December of 2019, I was already browsing Casios online. So after that, I got an F91 and an A158, which is basically the chrome painted version of the F91 with a stainless steel bracelet. It even has that pathetic backlight. And here we are talking watches.
Among the watches in your collection, which one is your most treasured?
My favorite watch in my collection is the SNK 809. My girlfriend and I exchanged gifts on our anniversary last 2019, and she even asked for the green dial version, which is the SNK 805. It's definitely the watch with the most sentimental value in my collection, and one I would never dream of selling or giving away.
It seems that the watches we receive as gifts from the very important people in our lives are the ones that we would never dream of giving away. So, next question. What's your grail watch?
Now, even if money wasn't an issue, my grail would still be somewhat realistic. It's the 70th anniversary limited Omega Seamaster 1948, the small seconds version in stainless steel. I just love everything about it. Very classic design, and I really love dressy watches. Not really a fan of the awkward two-tone platinum version though.
Throughout your watch journey, what are the top lessons that you'd like to share?
So I'm pretty sure I've learned a lot more during my watch collecting journey than these three, but I definitely consider these as top three. So number one, when in doubt, don't fix stuff yourself. Go to a watch repair guy. I learned this the hard way. And the second one is never go broke for watches. And of course, the third one, which I think is the best one, is the best person to impress with watches is yourself.
So, aside from watches, what else are your hobbies?
So I'm currently into cycling, though I'm still fairly casual like I am with watches. No racing or other competitive stuff. Just in it for the sense of freedom when I'm out there, even if it's just my daily commute. I was also into traditional archery, like a year before watches, but that got a little sidetracked because of, watches. It's also quite challenging to maintain a backyard range with limited access to materials for building targets. And that's it for me.
Thanks, Andy, for sharing a bit about your life with us.
Thanks again for having me, Eve, and Happy New Year.
If you haven't followed Andy yet, you can find him on Instagram at NoobWatch_Andy. Thanks for tuning in.